LBSi's AMP Production and Resource Schedule console provides useful information on production orders as well as resources within your system. They are most beneficial when you need to see the status of all of your production orders or resources in your database. We will begin first with the AMP Production Order Schedule console. To access this window, navigate to Production, AMP Production Schedule console. In the header portion of the window are several fields that help you filter down the results in the window. The first field is the Scheduled Start From field, and this is where you can enter the scheduled start date that you want to filter the results by. The Scheduled End To field will allow you to enter in a scheduled end date to filter the results. Following that, in the Enter By field is where you can select a specific user and view all the production orders that they have entered. You can view the results by a particular production order status by changing the value in the production order status field. In the Scheduled Status field, you can filter the results to display just one schedule status. Moving on to the Item Group field is where you can select which item group you want to view the results by. You can select which project you want to display the results for by choosing a project in the Project field. To the right in the Sort By field, you can choose how you want to sort the columns on the screen. You can also double-click on one of the column headers to sort the window by the corresponding column. You can select the warehouse to filter results by in the Warehouse field. Finally, the Auto Refresh field is where you can select how often you want the screen to refresh while you are on it. Once you have changed some of the header information, you can click the refresh button at the bottom to view the data. Now with the header portion out of the way, let's move on to the column fields. The first column will display the production order number that the corresponding row belongs to. You can click on the golden arrow next to the production order number to view the production order. Next, the item column will contain the item number for the line item. You can also drill down into the golden arrow to view the item master record of the item. The description of the item will be shown in the item description column. Following that, in the item group column will be the corresponding item group that the item belongs to. The Scheduled Start From field will display the values from the Scheduled Start user-defined field on the production order. Likewise, the Scheduled End To field will display the corresponding values from the Scheduled End user-defined field on the production order. Note, these fields will automatically populate if the scheduling function has been used with AMP. These fields can also be changed on this screen if there is a value in the Scheduled Status column. The Scheduled Status column will display the value from the Production Status user-defined field on the production order. You also have the ability to change this field to a different status on this window. The Planned Quantity field will contain the planned quantity from the production order. If any of the quantity from the production order is completed or rejected, the corresponding value will appear in the completed or rejected quantity columns. The Status column will display the status from the status field on the production order. Next, in the production order date column will be the order date from the matching production order. If a customer is linked to the production order, then the customer code will appear in the customer column. Likewise, if a sales order has been entered in the sales order field on the production order, then it will display in the sales order column. The due date column also corresponds to the linked sales order, and it represents the delivery date on the sales order document. The warehouse column will display the warehouse from the production order document. Moving on to the type column, it will show you the value from the type field on the production order. Finally, the project field will display the project code that is associated with the corresponding production order. Once you change any of the column information in this window, make sure to click the update button at the bottom to save your changes. Now let's move on to the AMP Resource Schedule console. To open up the AMP Resource Schedule console, navigate to Production, AMP Resource Schedule console. You will notice that several fields on the screen are the same fields from the AMP Production Schedule console. Since this is the case, we will only go over the new fields that do not appear on the AMP Production Schedule console. In the header portion of the window, the first new field is the Resource field. This will allow you to filter the table by a specific resource. The next new header field is the Resource Status field. In this field, you can select the status that you want to sort the screen by. This Resource Status field corresponds to the Status column field on the production order. Finally, The last new header field is Resource Group. This gives you the ability to sort the window by a specific resource group. Moving on to the column fields, the first new column is the Resource field. This displays the resource number from the corresponding production order. You can drill down into the resource by clicking on the golden arrow next to the resource number. The operation number column will display the corresponding operation number from the production order. Following that in the operation code column will be the operation code from the production order. The sequence column tells you what the following sequence number is from the related production order. Next, in the comment column, will be any corresponding comment from the resource on the production order. The operating plan quantity refers to the planned quantity of the production order, while the operating completed and rejected quantities refer to the resource line item on the production order. Moving on to the time unit of measure column, it will display the unit of measure of the resource from the production order. The time planned quantity column will show you how much of the base time quantity is planned for this resource, while the time additional quantity column will show you the value from the additional quantity field on the production order. The time total quantity column is just the addition of the time planned and time additional quantity columns. The time completed quantity column will display how much of the completed time quantity has already been completed for the resource. Then, in the time remaining quantity column will be the remaining amount that is left of the time total quantity. Finally, the resource and item group will both appear in their corresponding column on the screen. Once you enter in all the data you want, you can click the Update button at the bottom to save your changes. LBSi's AMP Production and Resource Schedule Console both give you valuable information on the production process, as well as the ability to define when the corresponding schedule start and end dates are. Join us in future videos as we break down how LBSi's AMP module can help you improve your existing SAP Business One planning functionality. Be sure to click the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you never miss a new video. As an SAP Gold partner, LBSi can help you take full advantage of everything the system has to offer. To get in contact with us, visit our website at www.lbsi.com and navigate to the contact link. You can also email us at sales@lbsi.com for sales-related inquiries, or SAP support@lbsi.com if you're an existing client in need of support assistance.